It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Kyle Benedict as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives in Yavapai County. And now here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict. Today we're talking about Prescott College, and joining me today is new president John Flicker, who has been the president of Prescott College since December 1st. Thank you so much for being here today, John.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, you have a rich background, and kind of everything seems to just flow here to Prescott with all the experience that you've had up to this point. Let's start with the National Audubon Society. Actually, I guess, where are you from originally?
I grew up at a small farm about 100 miles north of Minneapolis, working cattle, dairy farm. So I grew up in the country and the outdoors, a lot like this country actually, without the mountains. It's where I learned to love nature.
So that kind of small town feel is nothing new to you.
Prescott is a big city compared to the town I grew up in, but I love the outdoors, and my younger brother still runs our family farm.
Great. So now from there, before you got here to Prescott, I know you were doing a lot with the National Audubon Society, the Nature Conservancy. Let's start with your 21 years with the Nature Conservancy. Talk a little bit about the work you did there.
Well, when I got out of law school, I wanted to do something in nature. I just grew up loving nature, being out on the farm all the time. And the Nature Conservancy was a small organization at the time looking for an attorney, and I hired on with them and ended up with a 21-year career there, working all over the country. Ended up as general counsel and chief operating officer for the organization in their Washington office, and had a fabulous career protecting a lot of habitat here in Arizona and all over the country.
Now, from there you went to the National Audubon Society. Can you talk a little bit about that organization and then some of the work you did there?
Well, the Audubon Society is also a conservation organization, private nonprofit conservation organization. Focuses a little more on environmental education, which was a personal interest of mine, kind of building the next generation of environmental leaders and using birds as a bird protection organization first and foremost, but using birds as sort of the lens to look at the world of conservation, and then getting people engaged in protecting their environment, but doing it by educating and informing people and motivating people to want to do something close to home or wherever.
Now, how has those two different experiences kind of led you here to Prescott College?
Well, one is focused primarily on preserving habitat, and the next one focuses a little more on building the next generation of conservation leaders, and that was a strong interest in mine. And coming to Prescott College, we have a heavy emphasis on environmental sustainability, and it was just another opportunity to build the next generation of civic and environmental leaders for society. And the college is just a fabulous platform to do that with.
So you took this position, it was effective December 1st, so we're in your third month now. How's everything going so far?
It's going great. I'm loving the community out there, loving the landscape, and the student body are fabulous, and the faculty have been terrific, and I'm having a good time. So
now, had you been to Arizona before you took this position?
Yeah, I've been here many times, both with the Nature Conservancy and Audubon. I worked here quite a lot. We built an environmental education center in Phoenix on the Rio Salado Audubon Center on Central Avenue, where it crosses the river in Phoenix. There's a beautiful Audubon center that I was very involved in building. So I got to know a lot of people here, and my in-laws had a summer place, or winter place actually, in Mesa. So my wife and I would come here for the holidays for 30 years, and I'd go out and hike the Superstition Mountains or float the Grand Canyon, hike the Grand Canyon numerous times. So I got to know Arizona pretty well over the years.
It's such a unique state when it comes to nature and just kind of the history here. It's got to be just, I mean, right up your alley, right?
Yeah, it's perfect. It is one of the best birding destinations in the world. People from all over the world come to here to go birding and to enjoy the landscape. The recreational opportunities here are amazing. Just looking at the pictures you got around here, there are just endless things you can do outdoors.
So now, as far as Prescott College, what makes Prescott College so unique and different from some other institutions, and kind of what brought you to Prescott College?
Well, Prescott College is the only private nonprofit liberal arts college in Arizona. There's over 600 liberal arts colleges around the country. This is the only one in Arizona. We're very unique in that respect. And we have a particular focus in what we teach and how we teach it. We focus on environmental sustainability, the liberal arts, and social justice. And our method of teaching is quite unique. We're not a classroom-oriented school. We do what's called experiential education, which is outdoors, solving problems in the community, doing real projects and getting credit for it, and learning how the real world works and finding solutions. We have very small classes. We have an average of one professor for every 8 students.
Wow.
So it's very personal education. We do what's called competency-based learning, which is we don't base your graduation on getting grades or sitting in class a certain number of hours. You have to show a competency in a particular area, and you might reach that in a shorter period of time or a longer period of time, but you have to show your competency in an area. It's a very different approach to learning, much more personal and much more self-directed.
What's the benefits of that competency-based learning?
Well, you actually have to graduate knowing something about the area you're getting a degree in, and you have to show that you're competent in that area. As higher education is getting bigger and bigger and more impersonal and classes getting bigger, it's getting too easy to spend a certain number of hours in a classroom and getting a grade, and then you graduate. And you may or may not have a real competency in the area you're getting a degree in. We're much more focused on making sure you have the competency that you need to have to be successful in life and in your job, as opposed to how many hours you spend in a classroom.
Now, how does being a private college help you achieve that goal of creating this competency-based way of learning?
Well, we're smaller and we can be more nimble in how we go about it. We're just, as a private organization, you can be much more nimble than you can as a kind of government agency. And that just gives us a lot of flexibility to be creative and to work in a very personal way with our students. And to allow our students to be very self-directed, and we don't have a legislature or anybody like that kind of looking over our shoulder in what we do.
Yeah, it seems like definitely a unique environment for students there. How many students do you guys have total?
We have about 850 students. A nice small number so you can get to know people very well, and the students can get to know each other and learn from each other. If they're not competing with each other for grades, they can help each other learn. And that collaborative learning in a classroom is a big part of what's going on here. In a small setting like that, you can be much more intense and focused in what you do.
And I'm sure getting out of the classroom, you mentioned getting out of the classroom has to be a key element of this unique way of learning.
Yeah, it's absolutely essential. And we use nature as our classroom in so many ways, and there's just, here in Arizona, there's just endless opportunities for that sort of thing. But we have things like a semester in the Grand Canyon where we'll take our students and they'll spend a whole semester in the Grand Canyon learning the cultural history, the natural history, all of the politics, the water issues. They will float the river and just learn that system and learn all aspects of it. Sort of thing you can't do in a classroom. It's a totally different kind of experience, and they bond with their professors and their mentors and their other classmates. It's a totally different kind of learning experience. And the graduates who come out of Prescott College are passionate about the college. They bond for life. It is a life-changing experience for them, and they're intensely loyal to the college once they get out.
It seems like what they learn while at the college and the way they learn kind of sets them apart and gives them that little extra edge when they get out into the workforce and trying to find a job and a career that they went to school in.
That's right. The students mature in a way when they are particularly outdoors in fairly intense experiences, learning on the job. They mature in a way that you don't mature in a classroom. And they come away with a sense of an ability to do things that you can't develop in a classroom in quite the same way.
Great. Well, we're going to take our first break. We're talking Prescott College with new president John Flicker. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the programs and some areas you can earn degrees in while over there at Prescott College. We'll be right back in a couple minutes.
At Gettle's High Desert Mechanical, rather than do lots of things, we focus on doing one thing right. We serve climate-challenged people. Gettle's starts with a free system evaluation to identify the best AC and heating equipment for your home or business. Professional installation, warranties, and service after the sale. If you're climate-challenged, then we're the right choice. Gettle's High Desert Mechanical, the name to trust.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of the child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict, joined with President over at Prescott College, John Flicker. So just talking, kind of staying on Prescott College, you mentioned earlier about some of the degree programs that you guys have there. Can you tell me specifically what those the areas people can earn degrees in over there at Prescott College?
Well, adventure education is one I mentioned. If you want to work in the outdoor recreation industry, you can get an undergraduate degree in adventure education. You can get degrees in counseling. We have a large counseling program, both undergraduate, master's programs in that area. We do a large amount of teacher preparation and education, train a lot of teachers, particularly in nature-based education. We're expanding our work in early childhood education, which is a growing field. Preschool, high-quality preschool is becoming increasingly popular everywhere, and people trained to work with young children in a high-quality way are hard to find. So we have a large area in that if you want to get into teaching early childhood in particular. We can get a doctoral degree in environmental sustainability education. Businesses everywhere are looking for sustainability officers to figure out how their companies or their organization or their agency can be more environmentally sustainable. We offer what was really the first doctoral program in the country on sustainability education.
Wow.
So there's a range of things like this. Environmental studies is one of our big fields. If you want to be in a natural resource management agency working for the Park Service, the Bureau of Land Management, Fish and Wildlife Service, Forest Service, or private land managers, if you want to work on the land in any kind of resource management sort of agency, which are huge employers, Prescott College is a great place to go.
What type of student are you guys looking for over there at Prescott College? I mean, with the competency-based learning, obviously that takes a certain type of student.
Mm-hmm. We're looking for students that are self-directed. You design your own degree plan. You figure out what you want to study in order to get a degree in one of the areas where we can offer a degree. And you work that out with your professor. So you need to have some idea of what you want to do. And then you need to work with your advisor to reach that. So we want students who are self-directed, who kind of know what they want to do or want to figure it out in a very personal way, and students who want to have that personal experience working with a professor in a small class. Isn't for everybody. Mm-hmm. Some students would rather go to a large university with large classes and study in a very conventional way, which is fine. We're looking for the smaller number of students who are looking for education in the areas where we have specialties, an environment-related field of some sort, or education or counseling, sustainability, social justice, liberal arts. If you want to work in those fields and you want to be self-directed, Prescott College is the place you want to go. So
now you mentioned about 800 students there right now, and it's kind of a nationally recognized school. Are you seeing students from across the nation, or mostly just here in the kind of area?
No, we come from across the country, everywhere. We also focus on distance learning. Almost half of our students are what we call distance learners, where they might be living in another part of the country, They come to the college for a certain amount of time, but they spend the rest of the time at home working with a mentor, working online, where we have our small classes when we do it collaboratively online. So they might have jobs or family, people who want to complete a degree or get an advanced degree. They've been out of school for a while, want to come back. There's a whole range of people like that who want this kind of experience and can do it while they're living wherever they're living and doing what they're doing.
Wow, what a great opportunity, just kind of extending that opportunity to people who can't be right here in Prescott. Right. Now, recently you guys have some new dorms, right, student housing. Can you talk a little bit about that and the award that you guys earned?
Yeah, we've built some fabulous new dormitories so that you can live on campus if you want to, particularly first-year students coming on. And we wanted to walk the walk in environmental sustainability. So we built Platinum LEED certified dormitories that are beautiful, architecturally beautiful, but they produce more energy than they use. And we just got an award from the Association of Architects for environmental sustainability and design. Just got it down in Phoenix here a couple weeks ago. Wow. And they're spectacular dorms, and it really added a lot to our campus. We've made major investments in our campus with a library, classroom buildings recently, and building up just the quality of our campus experience.
Talk a little bit about some of the funding to help you guys with these new buildings, for example, these dormitories and some of the other things you just mentioned.
Well, we've raised some money privately to do that. The Walton Family Foundation was very generous in helping us with it, and other donors. And then it's paid for out of revenue from students who use them. And that's how we pay for these things.
So now, looking to the future of Prescott College here, I mean, as we mentioned, you've been here 3 months. What's the future look like for Prescott College, and what are some things that you guys are doing right now to kind of help move forward?
Well, private liberal arts colleges are under a lot of pressure today. There's less government money available for students, and students are worried about debt and things like that. And the numbers of students nationally are sort of dropping in college age. So there's a lot of pressures, and which means we got to be more focused. We need to market ourselves very effectively so we get the word out so people have heard of Prescott College. There's a lot of people out there that would be interested in this kind of experience. They just got to know it's out there. So we just got to get the word out a little better. And then we depend on private philanthropy to help us. There's just generous donors here in Arizona and around the country that care about quality education, that care about building the next generation of civic leaders, and we ask them for help.
Great. It just seems like, I mean, for me, this competency-based learning thing really seems like it's a great way to give that other type of student a way of learning and a unique way of putting what they're learning in the classroom and just really making it real in this way of more than just reading a book and taking a test on it. It seems something that's really unique. Now, do you have a lot of people who are coming here to Prescott College who don't really know too much about the school and maybe aren't really sure? Do most students come to Prescott College with an idea of what they want to do once they graduate?
Well, they don't necessarily know what they want to do when they graduate, but most of them know that they want to direct their own learning. That's the key thing. You know, very few of us know what we're going to do when we graduate. Even if whatever you think you did when you enter college, you end up not doing that anyway. Yeah. And the reality is, in the world ahead, most of the jobs that our graduates will have during their careers probably don't even exist today. We need to prepare them for a very changing world. The world is changing so dramatically now. It's very difficult to predict what skills they're going to need. There are some basic skills we think they will need, which is collaborative learning. They need interdisciplinary studies. They need to think creatively. There's a whole bunch of skills like this that we try and train them in, help them develop so that they can be effective at whatever the workforce might be throughout their career. People are going to change jobs. They're going to get into places you wouldn't expect, and we need to prepare them for that. That's what's most important. That's a lot of character building and a broad range of experiences, and that's what the competency-based learning is about. It isn't just about checking the box that I passed the test or I spent a certain number of hours in class or something like that. You really have to develop some competencies in your area and personal characteristics that will serve you well throughout life.
And I'm sure the small class size and the small student body helps with that.
It's essential. That's a critical component of it. You can't do that with 50 or 100 students in a group. You can do that with 5, 10, or 12 in a group, but you can't do it very large.
Great. Well, we're going to take our second break. We're talking Prescott College with President John Flicker. We'll be right back in a couple minutes.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this.
You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately.
That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better.
Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
At Gettles High Desert Mechanical, rather than do lots of things, we focus on doing one thing right. We serve climate-challenged people. Gettles starts with a free system evaluation to identify the best AC and heating equipment for your home or business. Professional installation, warranties, and service after the sale. If you're climate-challenged, then we're the right choice. Gettles High Desert Mechanical, the name to trust.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
And to follow the swimming rules.
You're always looking out for me and trying to keep me safe.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
Here in the garage.
Closet. Sugar box under the bed. Where anyone can get to it. How safe is that?
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Kyle Benedict, sitting down with President John Flicker of Prescott College. For more information, you can go to prescott.edu. Just a couple minutes left here in the program, but just again, you mentioned earlier, but some of the graduates coming out of Prescott College, what are some of the jobs that they're getting?
Well, we're very proud of many of our graduates. We've had 2 graduates that have received MacArthur Fellowship Awards. People make a difference. Senator Tom Udall from New Mexico is a graduate at Prescott College. We want graduates who are going to make a living making a difference, is what I like to say. Go out there and you got to earn a living, but who really wants, somebody wants to make a difference in society is the kind of graduate we want to see come out of the college. But it's in a wide range of fields relating to the environment, outdoor recreation, education, counseling. Those are the graduates we produce who want to go into those fields and make a difference.
Now, are there any unique qualifications for students applying for Prescott College, say, other than what needs to get them into Northern Arizona University, Arizona State, any of that?
We're particularly looking for students who want this special kind of education, in addition to these fields of study, who want this kind of self-directed learning, who want to go in and figure out the kind of education they want and develop a competency and work in a small group setting where they can have a very personal relationship with their classmates and their professors. That's a particular kind of student, and that's what we're looking for more than anything.
Great. Well, once again, for more information on Prescott College, prescott.edu. This is President John Flicker. Thank you so much for being here. Glad to hear everything's going well.
It's going great. Thank you, Kyle.
And it's just, I mean, a lot of great things over there, the programs and just the, yeah, a lot of good over there at Prescott College. So thanks again for being here. That's going to do it for us today on Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict. We'll see you guys next time.